Hi, everyone. I'm Christy Forsyth with Clarity by Christy. This is your weekly energy forecast where I help you to understand what exactly is going on in the collective energy, the energy that is impacting and influencing each and every one of us. So I'm here to help explain in this weekly reading what you need to understand, what you're probably feeling already, or what you will be feeling over the course of the week, how it's impacting you, and how we can work with this energy rather than against it. So this is all about helping to support you as you navigate this week, how you can use this energy. Just keep in mind that this is a general reading, not a personal reading. So take what resonates with you, leave the rest, and leave whatever else, whatever other people need to hear, leave that for them to hear. So honor your intuition, listen to your intuition, let yourself connect with this reading as we go through and just see like what hits for you and what doesn't, because I find that sometimes people take this and they apply all of it to themselves, and it's not meant to be that. It's meant to connect with you where it connects, and it's meant to help show you and to give you what you need. So this reading is going to be a blend of the astrology, of channeled messages about this energy, and then we finish it out with a tarot reading where we build upon the messages that we already connected with. I do recommend that you stick around to the end of the reading so that you can get all of the messages. The tarot part is the best part. We kind of build on the messages that we've already connected with, and we help to get you there. So let me know, first of all, how you guys are feeling. Are you noticing the shift? We had Venus come out of retrograde on Saturday. We had that full moon. There was a lot of emotion. We were doing a lot of purging around that time. We have been in Venus retrograde since the beginning of March. We had been in Mercury retrograde for the past 3 weeks prior to that, and Mars retrograde since December. Like we've been retrogrades deep, and other retrogrades as well. I won't go back through and go through all of them, but the point is that we have been retrograde after retrograde after retrograde. And so what this means for us in our experience is that we have felt very slowed down, maybe very unclear about things. Maybe we've had stuff from the past pop up. We've been very reflective. We've been looking back and working on some stuff that's coming up from the past. We've been closing out chapters. We have been just really doing a lot of what I call shadow work. So I'm curious, has that been what you guys have been doing? Has that been your experience? Have you felt kind of slowed down and stuck in the mud? And did you notice the shift after Saturday? Now, we will still be in Venus retrograde post shadow for a little bit, but I feel like, okay, we're moving forward. I really felt when we shifted out of Mercury retrograde, I just felt this surge of energy coming back, and haven't felt as tired. In fact, I've been waking up really, really early with lots of energy, which is, I haven't felt that way in a very long time. So that's been kind of nice. But have you felt this surge of energy? Can you feel that we're being moved forward, and that things are starting to happen, things are starting to develop? Hi, Beth, nice to see you here. Yeah, you felt the surge too. Yeah, there's been quite a surge, and we have 3 weeks where there are no planets in retrograde. And I think that this is so important for us to keep in mind, because this time is us planting seeds. This time is us getting to work, doing the things, taking care of what it is that we need to take care of, because we will have Pluto going into retrograde in May. And that's really going to have us looking at things that we need to close out and things that we need to transform in our lives. But it will slow us down a bit. Not as much as some of these other retrogrades, but you have 3 weeks. And I feel very strongly that this is a time that we need to be focusing on getting shit done. It's time to grow up. It's time to glow up. It's time to show up. That's what I called this video. Because I think that we really, in this energy, need to be calling ourselves out of it. This is not a time to make excuses for things. This is not a time to talk ourselves out of doing the things that we know that we need to be doing. This is a time to be holding ourselves accountable. This is a time to be focusing on those actions that we became aware of that we need to take, those changes that we became aware of that we need to make during all of this reflection during these retrogrades. You probably are feeling more clear. You probably are feeling more energized, and I want to encourage you to use it. So if you've been on the brink of needing to close a chapter in your life, let that shit be done. Let that shit be closed, because now is the time to close the chapter, to walk away, to close the door, and to step into this new chapter that we have been given. This is a time of new beginnings, but we have to be willing to take the actions that we know that we need to be taking in order to move forward. I'm not saying that's easy, right? Because it can be very difficult. Even when we get really clear on, I need to move forward from this, I need to release this, I need to let this go. It doesn't make it easy. But I think that the point is that we've learned a lot, and now we need to be taking everything that we've learned and applying it. Because if we're not applying that right now, we will regret it. This is so important for us. Like, we've been learning so many important lessons. And so now the focus is on these actions based on these lessons that we've learned, right? What are you feeling driven and motivated to focus on? Or maybe you're not feeling driven and motivated to focus on it, but you just know what you need to be doing. You know the actions that you need to be taking. You know the choices and the habits that we need to be making or changing in order to show up as the best version of ourselves, because that's exactly what we're being invited to do right now. How do I do the best job possible, especially this week, to just go all in, to dig in, to push myself in the direction of things that I know are going to have a payoff to them? That's what you want to be focusing your energy on. So thinking about clearing out things that don't have a payoff, right? Retrogrades are a really great time to watch Netflix, to binge Netflix for days on end. They're a great time for that because we're feeling more lazy. We're feeling maybe a little bit more sorry for ourselves. We're feeling like we just don't have that energy. And so that's a really great time to do that. This is not a good time to do that. That is not a good investment of your time and your energy. You want to think about, how can I invest my time and my energy in the best ways possible? Because that is what is going to serve you best. And so the way that I see it when I connected with this energy is that we really want to be thinking about making these tweaks. We really want to allow it to be sort of a trade-off with our time and our energy, so that we're choosing better things. We know what we need to be doing. It's not that we don't know what we need to be doing. So when I say a trade-off, what I mean, for example, I have become very aware. It's time for me to come back to meditating in a way that's more consistent, more intentional. I do it every morning as part of my work, and I do it oftentimes in the evening, but it became really clear, like, you are at your best when you're meditating daily. And so when you're doing that daily at night, and it's just for you, it's not focused on how you need to be helping the people in your schedule that day. Because I always, at the beginning of my day, do a meditation focused on the people who are in my schedule. I do prayers, I do meditations, that kind of stuff. But the meditation at the end of the day, that one's for me. And I do it a lot, but I haven't been doing it as consistently as I know is best for me. So when I say the trade-off, I'm very aware that through these retrogrades, I got a little too caught up in just like mindlessly scrolling on Instagram and on TikTok and Facebook and all the things, right? And so my trade-off right now is less time on that and more time meditating. Like, it's just time for me to do it. And so that trade-off is, I have to let go of that time that I've been investing in something that isn't serving me, that isn't giving me a solid return on my investment, and investing in something that I know gives me a solid return on my investment. Other things, making sure that I'm getting up off the couch and that I'm going to the gym as often as I possibly can. Because again, solid return on my investment. Sitting my ass on the couch, not a solid return on my investment. Was it helpful for me during retrograde? Sure. I needed to be able to rest more. I needed to be able to just honor what my body was needing, but now it's go time. And so those are some of my personal examples. I would love to hear your examples. What are your examples? What is your trade-off? I'm going to let go of time that I'm focusing on X in order to allow for me to focus more on Y. So let me hear what that looks like. I would love to hear what you're committing to in this energy, because this is so important. And you're not making a commitment to me, you're making a commitment to yourself. That is the most important commitment that you will ever make. So make sure that you are honoring that commitment. This is how we build self-love. This is how we build confidence, is through honoring those commitments that we're making to ourselves. So I would love to hear, let me know in the comments. Say hello if you don't want to share that, but just let me know. Show up, say hello. Give me your favorite emoji, whatever you want to do. All of it helps to reach more people and for these videos to be seen by the people that need to see them. Also feel free to share, to subscribe to my YouTube, whatever you feel called to exchange energy with me. It helps with all of this. So focusing on those things that we need to be doing, that we know are going to have a big payoff in the end. And these, by the way, aren't always the comfortable things. They aren't always the things that we want to be doing. Maybe we need to be studying to prepare for something that is helping us to be better, but we really would rather be focusing on some mindless task. But focus on the studying in this energy. Pat says that she's working on decluttering right now. Yeah. So you could be doing your trade-off, Pat, with I'm releasing this in order to make room for this. And it might not be to make room for more stuff. It might be to make room for more joy, more peace, more ease, more flow in my life. So that's just an example of that trade-off. But what are you going to trade off one for the other? Or what are you focused on doing better in this energy? Because Pat, you're never going to regret that. You're never going to regret getting rid of stuff. It just helps to create more ease and flow in your life. And that's so key and so important. So making sure that you're doing that. I also, excuse me, sorry. We're also cutting ties with the past, right? We've had a lot of time to reflect back. We've had a lot of time to look back. And now is the time to say, I'm cutting ties. I'm letting go. I'm releasing that. I choose to release this. Whatever that is for you, whatever you've been holding on to for too long, whatever has been keeping you stuck and small, it's time to release it, because it is time to step into this new energy. It is time to lean into the blessings that have been coming in, that are wanting to come in. I've been talking about leaning in for a long time. So what do you need to lean into that you know serves you, that you know is good for you, and is not a repetition of cycles of the past or challenges of the past? It's time to cut ties with the past in whatever ways that's showing up for you. We also, I feel really strongly, I've been talking about detachment for a while. We want to be approaching all of these actions that we're taking from a place of detachment. So what does that mean? Because how do you do that when you're trying to focus on a specific goal? We put the goal out there, we put the intention out there, but then we take the actions, not because necessarily we want to achieve the specific goal or we expect to achieve the specific goal or intention. We do it because we love ourselves. We do it because we feel compelled, we feel intuitively driven to do it. I hope that makes sense. It's a different energy. And so when you're doing it just because you want to show up for yourself, or just because you feel like you're letting yourself be led in the actions that you're feeling called to take from God, from the universe, from your guides, from your angels, whatever you want to call that, that is doing that from that place of detachment. It's not this need for a specific outcome. It's trusting that the outcome that is meant for you will come for you through these actions, through just letting yourself be led and letting yourself go with the flow. And by the way, the result might look very different than you expect, but the result is going to be divinely guided. It's going to be delivered to you through trusting in God enough to lead your actions and seeing the results that it brings. So I hope that that makes sense. But we want to be taking these actions not with an obsessive need to have a particular outcome, but instead I'm doing this through faith. I'm doing this because I love myself. I'm doing this because I feel compelled to take these actions that will help to support you. We want to be making sure that we're using this energy to elevate ourselves. And how we elevate ourselves is by working together with the universe, working together with God to help to bring us into that place. So it's time for you to step up for yourself. It's time for me to step up for myself. We have all probably through this process gotten away from some habits and some things that were really working for us or were serving us. We were tired. We get it. That's okay. Me too. But now it's time to come back to it. It's time to come back to your grind. It's time to let yourself just do whatever it is that you need to do. And it might not be a grind. It might not be that you're working so hard. It might be that you're doing things that create more ease in your life, right? What if you feel called to create a different financial structure for your life? We got a lot of insights on our finances through Venus retrograde. So maybe you're feeling called to make some changes with that. And by doing that, by making some changes to that, you're creating more ease for yourself. So it doesn't always have to be that you're working harder, but the actions that you're taking are setting yourself up for a better future in some way. Hopefully that makes sense. So it's time to step up for yourself. And now we're going to, I've already pre-shuffled my deck. So we're going to pull the 6 cards. I will show you them and then I will go through what they mean for me. So the 4 of Pentacles in reverse, the 7 of Pentacles upright, already 2 Pentacle cards, the Hierophant in reverse, the Devil in reverse, lots of reverse tonight, the 7 of Cups, and the King of Wands. So let's talk about it. Okay, first thing, the 4 of Pentacles. So this is showing up in reverse. And so sometimes this acts as a guardedness. And part of what I'm feeling like, how do I explain this energy? That we're using our comfort zone as armor. So meaning that for some of us, like we're just wanting to stay in a position where we feel comfortable, where we're used to it. Maybe we're not even comfortable, but we're just used to it. And it's just been the way that we've been doing things for so long. And it's like, why would I make a change now? Because this is the way that I've been doing things. This is a time to shake it up. This is a time to not be so protective of that and try different things, try new things, be willing to step into the future, be willing to show up for yourself, right? And through this process is going to really contribute to that glow up that I'm talking about. You want to be focused on shining your light as bright as you possibly can, because that is going to make you more magnetic. And so as you take really good care of yourself, as you take the actions that you know are going to help support you in being the best version of yourself, you're going to find that you're more willing to lean into things that make you uncomfortable, things that are different, things that are doing it in a different way. So be open to that. Be open to doing it in a different way. Hi, Joy. Nice to see you here. The 7 of Pentacles. Knowing that we've made a lot of progress and acknowledging the progress that we've made, right? I feel like we have to also in this energy sort of just honor that and recognize how much we've learned, how much we've grown, how far we've come, how much has already developed. But it's also like we've spent a lot of time reflecting, and now it's time to tend to the seeds that we've been planting. See the way that he's tending to the plant? and watching it grow, maybe with a little frustration at the rate at which it's growing, but he's tending to it, right? What do you need to water? What do you need to fertilize? What do you need to be focusing your energy on? This is about an investment in things that you know are going to make you better. That's what this week is all about. Investing in things that you know are going to make you better. So use your energy wisely, because this is important, and it is going to grow and it is going to develop, and you might not see overnight development, although this energy is quick moving. And so you may find that it does move, although we're going into Taurus season, so it'll slow down a little bit in that way. But I think that we want to be focusing on those things that we know are going to serve and have a solid return on investment. The Hierophant in reverse. You might find that you just don't believe the things that you once did. To me, when the Hierophant shows up in reverse, in this energy that I'm feeling with it, it's like you're opening to seeing things a different way, to believing different things, maybe to believing different things about yourself and what things are possible for you. And I feel like this is also a prompt to have conversations with people that you know are doing the things that you want to be doing, because I feel like there's an opportunity here to be expanding our minds, to see that the things that we want are very possible. And maybe even surrounding ourselves with people who are even more successful than we could ever imagine, so that we can start to imagine being more successful. So I feel that as well. But just being open to explore different ideas and to have different conversations about beliefs and to connect in different ways spiritually. Maybe part of the actions that you're feeling called to take are different spiritual approaches, different ways of connecting spiritually. And I really want to encourage you to do this, because whenever you foster that spiritual connection, you are going to feel that faith and that trust in God, in the universe, whatever that is for you. And when you feel that, when you truly feel that, you know how supported you are, and you know that you're never alone in the things that you're doing. And when you have that knowing, the actions that you take and the leaps of faith that you're willing to make are that much stronger, because you know that you're supported. And actually, I'm trying to remember the exact quote, but I just talked about this in a session. How would you move differently if you knew that you were absolutely supported in what you were doing? And this is how I feel that we need to be moving here in this energy. The Devil in reverse. We also, part of the actions might be in setting ourselves free from habits that don't serve us, thought patterns that don't serve us, people that don't serve us, right? This is truly closing doors, closing chapters, letting go, and being willing to move forward. And not, I feel like I need to say, not replacing one bad habit for another. So that's for somebody, right? This is that trade-off of getting rid of something that doesn't serve us and replacing it with something that does currently in this moment. What do we need right now? What's going to set ourselves up for our most successful future, even a few weeks down the road, right? You could start to make changes today, and you can find that things look really different 3 weeks down the road. So get started with that now, here in this energy. 7 of Cups. I think we're going to find that we have lots of options available to us, but not every option is as good as the other, right? I think that there are going to be doors opening, but we do want to be choosy about the doors that we're walking through. Some of those doors are just more of the same. Some of those doors are just, again, that trade-off of one bad habit or one bad situation or one bad pattern for another. So this isn't about starting over. This is about, you know better, so it's time to do better. In fact, I called last week's video that. You know better, so it's time to do better. So choose better. Choose better for yourself. Elevate yourself. Do something that you know is taking it to the next level. So when you're choosing, Choose the things that you know are going to take you to the next level. And again, it might not be your favorite choice in that moment, because it may require some hard work, or it may require you to be uncomfortable. It may require you to do something that you're not used to doing, but I want you to do it anyway, because this is so key and this is so important. And the last card, not surprised to see this here, the King of Wands. The King of Wands. Go for it. Do it. Time to grow up, glow up, step up. It's time to really call yourself out and take care of those things that you know that you need to be doing, because this is truly an opportunity for us to show up as the best version of ourselves. But we also want to be following our excitement. We want to be following what we're passionate about. This isn't all like boring action. This is ideally we're doing the things that on a soul level light us up, that excite us, that we know are good for us, that help us, or that we know are going to lead to something that makes us really happy in the future. So it's time to go for it. It's time to take those actions. It's time to lead. Some people are being called into leadership, are being called to grab the bull by the horns, is what I'm hearing. Or to take that step that you've been teetering on. This is the time. If you've been teetering on something, like, do I take this new job? Do I start to look for a new job? Do I start this business? Do I take this relationship to the next level? Do I start this relationship? Whatever that is for you, but you've been like teetering on it. And this is saying, go for it. This is saying, step into that. But as long as that's not the repetition of the past, right? As long as that's not just replacing one bad pattern for another, one bad relationship for another, whatever that is, this is about new chapters and taking things to the next level, elevating them to the next level. So I hope that makes sense. It was a tough energy in some ways for me to explain. So hopefully that resonates for you. If it does resonate for you, please share this, please comment, please like this. If it gave you any kind of insight or support, there's probably people who need to hear these messages. So if you know somebody who needs to hear this, share it with them privately, share it, comment below their name, whatever you want to do. But yeah, thank you so much for tuning in. I hope that you're honoring yourself. I hope that you're trusting your intuition and you're taking action on those things that you need to be taking action on, and listening to all of the whispers of your soul. I love you all. Thank you so much. And I will see you soon with another video. Take care.